Hey, how are you doing? I'm doing okay. A little hungry, but meh. Eating is for the weak. Nah, I'll just eat later. I'm sorry if my face is nice and bleached out from the background and stuff, because apparently my room either gets no light or too much light. Like, it's pretty and like open and natural light in here, but I feel like I apologize for the lighting in every single video, but I'm still sorry. Anyways, so I'm here to talk about a thing. I used to do anime reviews pretty much weekly, but then like it's not that I ran out of anime to review, it's more like a lot of the anime that I had previously watched I couldn't like remember a lot to just like give a discerning review, so I just kind of gave it up, and I probably won't pick it up weekly ever again, but I figure that I'll do a review every now and then, because there's a couple of anime like I watched pretty recently, and I figure I'll talk about those. So the difference is that I don't feel like I'm qualified to be super professional when it comes to review, and most of the time I just babble on about my feelings rather than being like really objective. So basically from here on in, my anime reviews are going to be more like anime babbles. I talk to you about the anime, I give you my thoughts on the anime, and leave it up to you whether or not you want to watch it. So it's pretty informal, and I think that it's just going to suit the way I like vlog and my style a lot better. So without further ado, I am going to review the last anime that I watched, which was Junketsu No Maria, and I might be saying that wrong, but it basically is called Virgin Witch Maria, or Maria, because they say Maria, and I like that better anyway. I originally found this anime on Tumblr from somebody who I was following who is a witch, and I thought, oh, that's so neat, look at that character, and looked it up, and it's a 12-episode anime. It seems like all the good anime that I'm finding lately are like between like 11 to 15 episodes, and I'm always so sad because while I think I can like handle short anime, I wish they were a little longer, because that show is just, it's probably one of my favorites now, and I say that about every new one that I watch, but like it literally is. The basic overline or outline, or I'm making up words, of the story is there's a witch named Maria. She is a virgin, and it's played on a lot. She is alive during the 100 Years' Wartime, the war between Britain and France, and her main thing is that she not only helps the villagers near her house, she lives in the woods, secluded, but she helps the villagers, but she also hates war. Like, she will stop the war. Like, she'll summon creatures to stop the war. Like, she's not picking one side or another. She just does not like fighting. She interferes so much that the Archangel Michael tries to stop her and, you know, insists that war is the natural order of things and that she can't interfere in human affairs. And sends Ezekiel to watch her and make sure she doesn't do magic. And once she loses her virginity, this is a curse he placed on her, she will lose her magic. So that doesn't happen with every witch, but it was a curse placed directly on her for that. So she has to remain a virgin in order to continue to do magic. And it's funny because around that time she meets a guy that she clearly wants to settle down with. Like, it's heavily, heavily implied. So it's a pretty good show. The show just shows her summoning different creatures to stop the war. It shows her interactions with her two familiars, Artemis and Priapus, who are both owls, but they can change into like humans, and they use like succubus and incubus type abilities. It shows her interacting with a certain village girl, and with an older woman. It shows her interactions with an old god, and I don't want to say his name wrong, but he's like a traditional witch type Celtic god. I'm going to say it, and it's probably going to be wrong. It's like Ceranos. Like, I actually heard about him before I even watched this show. It shows her interactions with the Catholic Church, and it shows pretty realistically how the Catholic Church acted back then, which was actually really atrocious. Like, it made me really, really angry. But, yeah, that's what the episodes document. They also document the fact that, as time goes on, a lot more people end up agreeing with her. Like, there are a lot of other witches, but they kind of are watching the war so they can get profit, along with, like, mercenaries who are also doing that. But as time goes on, those witches and even Ezekiel herself becomes really close with Maria and starts to, like, understand her. And yeah, it's really good in terms of character development and in terms of watching bonds be built and that kind of thing. She is actually on my list of characters to cosplay now because I really, really like her. But every witch's design is really, really interesting. And most of them actually ride on brooms, but she rides on something that looks kind of like a dowsing rod or a fork. But it looks really cool. Main characters are her, a little village girl named Anne who really admires her, who has been coming to her to get medicine for her grandmother, who is Martha, and Martha has known Maria since Maria was quite young, and they've been really good friends. Another main character are two of the Catholic priests. I think one of them is named Bernard. I don't remember what the other one's name is. See, this is why I can't do, like, super legit reviews. Ezekiel, of course, who is the spear of Michael and is shown as a little girl with blue hair. The two owls, like I said, Artemis and Priapus. Joseph, who is the guy who she, has interest in. He is a messenger or helper for a local lord. Then there's his friend, who is a mercenary, and you get to see that guy's kind of story, and yeah. I'm so good at this. I'm just trying, like, not to spoil the entire freaking anime, because if I spoil the entire anime, like, what is there for you to watch? I could literally tell you the whole story while sitting here, but I don't think that that's right. I just really love it. It shows some good historical parts, but it also shows a lot of fantasy parts. But I really, really enjoy it. And, of course, you know me, if the art style isn't beautiful, then it's hard for me to watch, but the art style is really cool. I wouldn't say it's detailed or anything, but it's really, the animation is really smooth. It's really pretty. I didn't really notice any mistakes in it. Like, usually I will notice animation mistakes, but I think it's drawn in such a simplistic way that there really aren't any mistakes. The last episode aired March 29th, so, I mean, it just finished relatively recently, and it is subbed, not dubbed. There is manga, which apparently don't include a lot of the characters that are in the show, which is interesting. I definitely want to read the manga and pick it up and stuff. I really like the show, is what I'm saying. The character designs are pretty. They're very simple, but they're pretty. The story itself is good. I do feel that the last, like, 2 or 3 episodes were rushed and just didn't make sense. Like, I know that her being placed into the situation she was in would probably change her mind, but to the deep degree that it didn't make sense. So that's my biggest qualm, is that the end seemed kind of rushed and didn't make a lot of sense. But the rest of the show, really good. Really interesting. It shows her not only fighting for her goal, but persevering and really just showing who she is and never giving up on who she is. Even if she does, like, stumble, she never gives up on who she is, and I really admire that. But, yeah. I guess that's pretty much it. If I were to rate it out of a 10, I would give it an 8.5, I would say. Because, like I said, I felt like the ending was quite rushed, and I feel like they definitely could have thrown more episodes in to, like, transition it better, you know? I don't feel like there were any unnecessary episodes, but there definitely could have been more episodes with a little bit more to them. So, those are my thoughts. I'll make sure that I have a link to a wiki page, and I'll see if I can find a place where you can watch it. I don't even remember how I watched it. Did I torrent it? I don't remember, but I did watch it recently, and I'm sure there's a site you can go to, so I'll find one for you. But yeah, 12 episodes, not that long, but all in all, really, really good show. Especially if you like witchy things, magic-y things, and history type things. You'll probably like this. But you'll probably also be really, really angry at, like, the Catholic Church by the end of it, if you're like me. Blah. Okay. I'm gonna go. But you guys have a great day, and thanks for watching. Bye.